I'm the fourth brother of
Son.
8 children.
The baby
Rob
son.
is the youngest brother.
Son.
She would be ecstatic to see how many
Son.
people came out today. So thank you very much for showing up, and I know that it means something to each and every one of you. And also, I want to express a special thanks to my 3 sisters for setting this whole thing up. It was a lot of work. They did an absolutely fantastic job. Can we give a round of applause for them? And also, I want to say a special thanks to my sister Michelle, my brother-in-law Steve. When Mom started to fail and couldn't live on her own, they took her into their home, which wasn't easy at all at that age to deal with. And I really am appreciative to both of you for doing that, for my mom, and thank you so much for that. Seriously.
Okay, now, Brian.
I got tissue papers in my back pocket, just in case, so.
Can I have one? Here you go.
So she was adamant that we don't grieve her passing, we don't have a funeral or a wake. We get together, have this party, tell funny stories, and have a good time. However, there is some grieving, obviously, myself included. So sorry for that, Mom. And I would just like to finish by telling a couple of stories as a testament to her generosity and her love for this family, especially for me. I had a very special bond with Mom. And to Rob, to elaborate on what he said, we did grow up by this country's standards pretty poor. I remember nights without any heat. I remember cabbage soup for dinner, and I remember Mom crying in the kitchen because she didn't feel like she could provide the basic necessities, but she did provide those in her love and generosity. When we moved to Attleboro, Massachusetts, I was 12 years old, and again, we didn't have much money, and I was, just because of the situation, was the babysitter of my younger siblings. And I remember I used to read the Radio Shack magazine every day, and there was a CB radio, Citizens Band radio, that I used to look at all the time, and she would notice this. That radio cost $65, and back in the 60s, it was equivalent to $500 or $600 today. I would look at that every day and talk about it with her. And you know, one day, there was a present. I opened it up, and it was that radio. And how the hell she could afford that? Excuse me. But she did, and she got me that CB radio. I still remember my call letters, KBC 6899. And that was a testament to her generosity and her thoughtfulness, because she worked extra hours, overtime, to save money for that radio for me. And we've talked about it many times over the years. So, you know, I got in some trouble in my life when I was in the service, and I got put in the brig for 6 months. I didn't do anything really wrong. I really didn't. It wasn't my fault. But nevertheless, she came visit me every weekend, and she told me, and I'll never forget it, you know, this is the first day of the rest of your life. Climb one rung of that ladder at a time, and I'll be there to help you. And she was. So when I got out of that, and in honorable conditions, by the way, because it wasn't my fault. I'm claustrophobic. I was in the Navy, couldn't stay on a ship. But she told me that, and she was there for me, and I joined a band. And I was in a band for 10 years. And one day she came up to me and said, "What are you going to do with your life?"
I dare you to say that to me.
I said, "What do you mean? I'm in the band." She said, "Well, that ain't gonna make it. What if you fall down, break your leg, you have no insurance or whatnot?" So she talked me into going back to college, which I did, got my degree, got a great job. I traveled this whole world for 30 plus years. And that, again, was because of her. So but a little more.
Oh no, the glasses. He breaks those and loses them.
So I just want to finish this. Back, Rob and I were actually talking about when this day came, we would get together and rehearse a particular song. We never did get a chance to do that, but famous country music artist Vince Gill, when his brother died from heart attack, he wrote and recorded a song, and I just want to quote one verse of this song and dedicate it to my mother. And it goes like this: go rest high on that mountain, Mom. Your work on earth is done. Go to heaven a shouting, love the Father and the Son. Thanks for listening.